Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I think we are finally live here at Centro de Información, back again with our friends from Social Security Administration. This is one of our first presentations of the year, so Happy New Year to everyone. Welcome again to Megan and Josephine, and today they're going to present to you an overview of the SocialSecurity.gov website as well as the MySocialSecurity site. So with us again, Megan and Josephine, thank you.
Thanks for having us. So Josephine and I are just going to walk you through some of our favorite parts of the SocialSecurity.gov website. We by no means can cover them all in this short Facebook Live. So we'll encourage you to just get excited to go and review things and find more on your own after reviewing this today. So this is basically what our homepage should look like to you. We want to make sure that you go to SocialSecurity.gov always and not for SocialSecurity.com or any other services. So we were just talking before we started about my puppy Sophia, how she likes to jump in. So I am going to let Josephine tell you a little more about this homepage.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Megan. So right here is the Social Security front page. So if you visit us at socialsecurity.gov, as Megan mentioned, this is what's going to come up. This is what you're going to see when you visit our website. And as Megan mentioned, when you want to, when you go to our site and you want to see information regarding Social Security, you want to make sure that you put .gov behind Social Security, because there are other sites that do pose as Social Security websites, but they are not us. So if it has a Social Security anything other than .gov, it is not us. So when you go to your search engine, make sure you type in socialsecurity.gov. That is our website, and this is what it looks like. So as you can see here on this front page, you're going to see lots of different topics. There's information in regards to online services, retirement, disability, SSI, Medicare. Lots of great information in regards to each topic. And when you click in there, you're going to get information such as publications. You're going to get some very user-friendly information, easy to read publications, and anything that you have questions in regards to is going to be in these different boxes of topics. So please feel free to check us out at our website at socialsecurity.gov. But I want to bring your attention down to the bottom left where it says My Social Security, because we are going to talk about that a little bit later on or throughout the presentation in regards to the My Social Security, which is a online method of you doing business with us. If you have a My Social Security account, you're able to do lots of business with us online. Next slide, please.
Thanks, Josephine. So here, if you would have tagged the very top of our page, that COVID-19 updates at the very top banner on that homepage, this is where it would take you to see some relevant information. As we continue along through the COVID-19 pandemic, we're constantly changing things with our different service options. And here is how you know when those changes are happening. So I'm going to point you to specifically this conducting business with Social Security. Let's see if it works for us today. All right, are you seeing the website live now?
Not yet.
Oh, I am.
You see it?
Okay, do you see the page? How do I submit documents to Social Security?
Oh.
I don't see it, Megan, but maybe Sally might.
All right, so I think we'll switch around. Here we go.
There we go. I see it now.
So, okay, we do have to switch share then. All right, so here is where you can see, well, how do I know how to submit something to Social Security right now? As you might be aware, we're doing limited in-person by appointment only for our in-office services still. So if you're wondering how to get things to us, there's information on that. And if you're eligible for one of those in-office appointments, it'll tell you the situations in which we can potentially do those in-office appointments. And those are for critical situations, if you're without food or shelter, utilities, and if you have an urgent need, if you're currently on benefits for food, shelter, or medical treatment. And then a lot of our in-office appointments focus on the need for an original Social Security number. So if you have never had a Social Security number before and you are over the age of 12, we need to see you to do an in-person interview, and we need to see documents that we do not want you put in the mail. So this might be a citizenship certificate, a permanent resident card, something like that, where we definitely don't want you to part with those in the mail or even our Dropbox. So this will let you know how to do those services. And that again is through our COVID-19 updates page. I'm going to switch back over.
So yeah, that COVID-19 updates page is in the mustard. You see it up here. It's in the mustard yellow. And you can see all the different things as far as topics, conducting business with Social Security during the pandemic. Any topic that you have questions in regards to, you can just click on it and it's going to give you all that information. Right, Megan?
Yes, thank you. So next, we're going to talk about My Social Security. And if you've been on our previous Facebook Lives, we love to talk about My Social Security. We talk about it almost every Facebook Live, but we have some new things to talk to you about today in regards to the My Social Security account. So here's that homepage. You can access the My Social Security account, whether you're on your laptop, your phone, your tablet, any of those devices, you can get into this account. And we had kind of talked about this, I think maybe last time, but we want to let you know again, we changed things up a little bit on how you create an account. But if you did have an account before September 18th of last year, you're still going to log in with that username or password. If you did not have an account yet, we're going to go ahead and have you use either login.gov, which is our government partnership website, or our ID.me, which is an external partner that we go with. And either way, they're going to walk you through the steps to creating the account with that website. If you go through ID.me, it's going to give you a little pop-up to let you know you're leaving Social Security's website, but that is a secure partner that we're working with. So it is okay to say yes to that. Yeah. And here, so you can see those two options.
And Megan, I want to let our viewers know that it's very user friendly, and my husband actually in fact created a account using the sign in with login.gov not too long ago because he needed a replacement Social Security card, because he put his Social Security card in such a safe place that not even he could remember where he put it. So he needed a new one. So what did he do? He asked me, he's like, well, what should I do? And I said, go online and create a My Social Security account, because it's going to be the quickest, most convenient way for you to request a replacement Social Security card. So he went on, he clicked on the icon, the blue icon that you see right here on the screen, login.gov, sign in with login.gov. He entered some of his information. It asked for name, date of birth, cell phone number, and email. He entered in his verifying information, and then he was able to get in. And once he was in, he was able to request that replacement Social Security card. It let him know that he submitted his application. He followed the prompts, and he needed his ID in order to do so, his driver's license in order to request it, or state ID. So once he put all that information in, then he hit submit, and it let him know that he was going to get his card in the mail in about 5 to 10 business days. And lo and behold, it came to our mailing address within 5 to 10 business days. So he got the card in the mail. He's super excited, and we had what we needed: super quick, convenient, and easy.
Thanks for sharing that live example with us. So you can see that Josephine was just talking about request a replacement Social Security card. That's one we really want you to know about. There's no need to mail in those documents with an application if you're able to do it through My Social Security. You can also do a lot of other features with your My Social Security account, like getting your retirement benefit estimates, spouse's estimates, even proof if you need it that you're not on benefits for whatever reason. Or we're going to walk you through some screens too on how to check your application status, get your Social Security statement. And then once you're on benefits, even more, such as changing direct deposit. We're coming up on this tax season right now that we're in, so you can get that 1099 form replaced. Your benefit verification, you might have heard this referred to as an award letter or proof of income. energy assistance, loan places, different agencies ask that. We call that a benefit verification. You can print that right from anywhere, change your address, all those things. So a lot of great resources, and we're going to walk you through some of these screens just so you know what they look like when you go in to do these things today. So here's the one that Josephine was just telling you her husband had to do because he safely put away that Social Security card. And this is, she mentioned, you're going to see request a replacement card. It's going to say, do you really need this? He did really need it. He did lose it somewhere safe. And so it's going to walk you through how to do that with that driver's license or state ID. Now, if you happen to be viewing from the state of Wisconsin for some reason, because we're kind of toward the north, just to let you know, in Wisconsin, you actually have to have a driver's license, not a state ID. But in Illinois, either of those documents will do. And in most states, either of those documents will do. And then here is an example of someone who has started an application. So they logged in. They're like, what's going on with my Medicare application? It says unsubmitted. That means we don't have it yet. So they say, well, I forgot how to get back in. Right here, get reentry number. So if you're in the middle of the application process, really easy to get in there and get in to finish it to let you know kind of what the status is. Down here too, just because we're on the screen, see that get a benefit verification letter. That's another service we had just mentioned on that previous slide. And a couple more screens we're going to go through, just again, more examples of what you might see if you've submitted an application. This case, there's both a retirement and a disability because you can apply for both of those at once. If you're under your full retirement age, but over the age of 62, you might have gone off of work due to medical reasons. Well, you need the retirement income right now because those disability decisions take a little bit of time, but you want to see if you can get the disability because that's a higher rate. You can go ahead and apply for both. And if this person needs to know why it was showing unsubmitted, they can get the details there. And then one final thing, or a couple more screens. When you go to show details, this is what you might see. So you see processing. This case, we have the case now, but we haven't finished it. So they can see benefit application pending. Who's got that claim? Well, this case, it's an office in Boston. You know, in your case, it would be the local office or one of our claims taking units. So you can see who you need to contact, maybe if there's something else needed as well. And then this one, this is an example of an appeal. So those were initial claims we showed you. Maybe you have a reconsideration or a hearing, and this one is a hearing. You can see the status of that. You can even see with this hearing one, it's showing it's scheduled, the date that it's scheduled, the time, and where that's going to be. So just great information if you have an application pending or an appeal that you can find right in that MySocialSecurity account. Okay, so I don't know about you, Josephine, but I use the frequently asked questions all the time. Even though I work for Social Security, I'm in here on our website because I like to find the frequently asked questions. When someone asks me, I like to send them the link to these so they can see the answer because they're written up really nicely. Usually the answer is very clear to understand. And so I use these quite a bit when I get emails with questions from people. And if you think of a question, you know, after you view this, or if you're home viewing it later after we hop off today, it's likely that that question and answer is addressed somewhere in these frequently asked questions. So we have our most asked questions, but if you went down to browse more topics, you could click in and scroll down even further. There'd be each topic you're interested in. You can get the questions and answers for under each of those topics. And of course, you see that big one. I bet, Josephine, you got a lot of questions about the COLA when it first came out, that cost of living increase. So that was our top question when we went ahead and got this ready. COVID-19 is the next one. These are the ones they know people are asking about a lot. So great resource. You would have seen that on the homepage when we showed you that very first slide of the homepage down in the right corner, that frequently asked questions.
Yeah, so this is a great resource. And, you know, we talked about the requesting replacement Social Security cards. And, you know, you may, if you need a new Social Security number card, you may need to contact the office to request an in-office appointment. So many times people will ask, well, what documents do I need to show in order to have my request fulfilled? And if you go to the frequently asked questions section that Megan just showed there, under Social Security number, you're going to see that there is a link that shows you what documents you need depending on what your scenario is. So it'll ask if you're an adult, if you're a child, it'll ask if you are a US citizen or a resident, and then it'll show you, based on what you select, it'll show you what documents you will need in order to fulfill your request. So it's a really, really good. If you click more there, Megan, it'll go ahead and it'll say, what documents do I need? That one right there to get a Social Security card, and you click on what documents I need, and then you click on learn what documents you need. It's going to take you to a nice web page here where it's going to give you different scenarios as far as what you need. So if you're an adult, you click adult. You need an original Social Security card, you click original, and then it asks for your status, and then you put that in. Once you put that in, it's going to tell you what you need based on your scenario. So that way you're prepared when you, you know, visit your office and you've called and you go ahead and get that application started. You know exactly what you need in order to get your request fulfilled. So I love those frequently asked questions because there's so much information in there, Megan. And, you know, our viewers, please feel free to visit the frequently asked questions. Feel free to visit our website in general. We love our website, and I will tell you, it is very user friendly. I let all my family members and loved ones and friends know it's so user friendly. And if you would like to just do some reading and you're listening, because our publications are even audio. So if you want to listen to them while you're busy doing something else, you can always put your ear pods in and listen to some of our publications audio. So those resources are there. So thanks, Megan.
Yep, and we kind of already talked about this, how to get help from Social Security, but if you didn't find it on our COVID-19 updates page, you could also find it in our frequently asked questions. We always like to point out this field office locator. So we do have our toll-free number. Our 800 number is great for a lot of things, but we know that there are situations where you want to work with your local office, or maybe you have that situation where you need an in-office appointment. If you need an in-office appointment, you do need to contact your local office to set that up, because they need to work it around their office schedule. So the toll-free number is not able to do that. So if you go to the field office locator, it would have been directly through ssa.gov/locator, or if you went all the way down on that homepage to contact us, you could find it through that link as well. You put your zip code in, and it is going to pop up the address, phone number, fax number if you need to send some maybe pay stubs or something like that through to your local office. You can do that by fax as well. So all the information for your local office will be available through this locator. So it is another great tool we like to talk about on most of our presentations as well. Then under our menu tab, this is just what I could fit on the screen under our menu tab. You can keep scrolling and get even more information under this menu tab. And so you can see there's breakdown of all our benefits. There's always the search box you see right next to that. If you know exactly what you're looking for, you can search your term, but otherwise you can look through this menu tab and see all these different options we have to look through all the great resources we have for information for different professions and groups, different government agencies, and then all our different benefits here at the top that you can learn more about. So this, again, you're on the home page. You'll see this menu tab. You click on this. This is just the resources you'll start to see. And there's even more. We're going to walk you through a couple, but just again, we're only touching on a little bit this Facebook Live. So you'll see a lot more is there to check out later on. So this is the forms tab. If you would go to our forms, you can type in the form number or like a word from the form, and it'll bring it up for you. So right here, you see that application for Social Security card. Well, maybe you need a Social Security card for your child, a replacement card. You cannot do that through your MySocialSecurity account. So you could print that application up right here and submit the necessary documents through the mail to get that replacement card. Maybe this is another big thing. If you want to change your tax withholding, if you're on Social Security, that is voluntary, but frequently people maybe overestimate or underestimate what they want taken out. So you can get that form up there and submit that to your local office as well. The Medicare enrollment forms are at the top. So you can see most of them are going to go in order by number, except for these top ones are always going to be kind of our most used forms. So you can click them open, you can print them, you can save them and email them, you know, or fax them. A lot of different options there for our forms. And that again is on the menu tab to the side, it was on there. And then that cool feature Josephine was talking about with our publications, again, publications tab, you can type what you're looking for, you can scroll through, you can click audio and it'll play it for you. You can see what other language we have it available in, or if you might have someone who is blind or visually impaired, you can click on this option to request alternative media, which might be Braille or a CD or some other method for them to be able to listen to or read the publication. Our calculators, I'm sure we've talked about these before, but again, great internet tool we have through our website. Lots of different planners here. Retirement planner is a great one. The web calculator, if you happen to have a non-covered pension, which many people do in Illinois, you can use that to see how that's going to affect your Social Security. You can see there's many more calculators to use here. And we've talked about them before, but we always like to mention them when we're talking about our website again. And then we have some newer features we've added probably in the last year or so. And one of these is really elaborating on our information for groups and organizations. So of course, we know that the COVID-19 pandemic has continued to provide hardships for individuals. So we're trying to make some resources available, streamlined for organizations or individuals who are helping people facing barriers. So we want to make sure those resources are all easily in one place for you. And so that's under our information for groups and organizations tab. And then that outreach materials, if you had clicked on that section, look at all these great flyers and information. So maybe you're viewing this from your organization. So this flyer on how to get help from Social Security, really great flyer to post up or email out if you have an email listserv that you share with people or share it with your relatives. Our articles on reaching us, and then our websites for individuals with blind or visually impaired, deaf or hard of hearing, some of our people facing barrier communities, even information for faith-based and community groups, all great links from our outreach resources here. And then for information for people helping others, you can see links to easily apply for benefits and understand how you might be able to assist someone in applying, understand how benefits might be expedited. All great information if you're someone who is assisting a family member, friend, or if you're part of an organization, all great resources to use. The People Like Me section, you can see, I don't even know if they all fit onto this page, but this is the majority of the different People Like Me sections, where you can go in and click on whichever one is relevant to your situation, and it will have catered information to that group. So one we wanted to talk about today is our people for immigration section. And so one thing I like about this is it have publications like, you know, DACA is a hot topic. If you want information on Social Security numbers for individuals with DACA or temporary status or different visa classifications that allow for work, this will walk you through, because some visas allow for a Social Security card and work eligibility and some do not. So this is a great resource where you can go and see which ones would be eligible for that Social Security card and then get that appointment set up to apply for one. And then our languages page. Now, you might notice that, of course, there's not all the languages that we need here, but these are the ones that we have publications and information more readily available. But we do have an interpreter service that we can use, and I think there's hundreds of languages available through that interpreter service. So just know that if the language isn't listed here, that does not mean that we cannot help you in that language. It just means we might not have written publications or other things readily available to you in that language. And then in addition to our website, we have our social media pages. We always remind you about those because we like to keep up to date. I have post notifications set for our Instagram, and I think I've got 3 or 4 notifications today that we've added to our Social Security story. We've been keeping up with information. So there's something, I know that certain age groups like certain social media platforms more, so we try to have pretty much everything but, you know, TikTok on here. So if you have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, or YouTube, we have them all for you there so that you can reach us through those methods too and keep completely up to date on the information. So we all know social media is the fastest place to get information out. So we'll let you know about, you know, holidays, scam alerts, things like that on our social media pages.
Yeah, it's always great to see from those other sites too, to get, you might miss one site and then catch it on the other. So it's good to be all over where you could provide that information to everybody.
Josephine, anything we missed?
Yeah, well, you know, I just kind of wanted to let our audience know, just as there's different social media platforms, you know, for different audiences, depending on what you're more comfortable with, you may be wondering to yourself, you know, well, why do I need to know about Social Security? You know, maybe I'm 18 right now, or, you know, maybe I'm nowhere near retirement age. Maybe I'm in my 30s or my 20s. Why do I have to know about this? Well, it's good to know. And the reason why it's good to know is because it's never too early to plan for your future. Not only is Social Security here for you when you're requesting a replacement Social Security card, which is what I thought initially before I came to Social Security and started working here. I thought, oh, Social Security is just replacement Social Security cards. That was what I understood. But as I've worked with the agency, as I've learned different things about the agency, is that Social Security has so much more. We're an agency that provides benefits for individuals who are retiring, individuals who are eligible for Medicare, individuals who experience the unexpected. So if you become disabled at an early age, disability benefits are there for you, spousal benefits, survivors benefits. I mean, there's so many different things that happen throughout our lifetime where Social Security touches our life. So it's always a good thing to look at the information ahead of time, just in case eventually, you know, everyone will be working with Social Security. So it's always good to plan for your future. Look to see some estimates. Megan shared some calculators on the screen today. So she shared that there's different calculators. You can estimate your benefits to make sure to prepare, to make sure what the amounts, you know, the amounts that you're going to be receiving at early retirement age 62 or full retirement age. So all of that information is at your fingertips if you visit us at socialsecurity.gov.
Right, yeah, and I've put those links as you guys are speaking into our chat, so people could just click on those as well as a phone number, so people could, you know, if they want to call someone in and get some help, the number's been provided as well. So thank you, ladies.
Thank you,
Always
Sally,
for having us.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
And
know.
thank you to our audience
Yes.
for being here with us.
Yeah.
And if you're out there viewing us right now live or later on in the future, make sure if you don't already have a My Social Security account, check us out and you can create it. It's a very easy process if you're able to, if you have the resources to create your My Social Security account. We encourage you to do so, because if you create your account, that means no one else can create it for you. And also you have some control over reviewing your information. So say there's an earnings discrepancy, say you worked last year, but for some reason that earnings didn't get posted or isn't getting posted on your record. You can catch that right away and get in contact with us and we can update that. And the way you would have found that out is if you had access to your My Social Security account, that you would have found out right away. You would have caught that right away. So that way once you do go apply for Social Security retirement benefits later on in the future, your benefit amount is correct, because your benefit amount is based off of your earnings. So it's so important to review those earnings. And the best way to review those earnings is by creating a MySocialSecurity account. So to our audience here, please, if you haven't already created one, we encourage you to create your MySocialSecurity account today. And we thank you for watching, and we thank you for being here with us and Centro de Información. We are eager to always share information with you, and we wish you the best. And please stay safe, stay well, and stay warm out there, everyone.
Yes, please stay warm. Yeah, and if you need a warming shelter, reach out to Centro. We could help you out with that as well. And ladies, I thank you so much. To our little mascot in the background too. I always enjoy it. So thank you so much. And we'll see you guys, whoever wants to join us, for the Spanish version coming up at 4:30. Megan and Josephine, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care, everyone.